It's Broadleaf Bullies talking shit. 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 It's Broadleaf Bullies.
It's the Broadleaf Bullies.
Only it's a trifecta.
Yeah. That song is fucking contagious.
It is.
It really is. But Kevin's over here bebopping.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Tune though.
Yeah.
It's like whenever we play it, I'm just like, bro, it's something you just cruise down, walking down the street, just going, Broad Street Bully, talking shit.
I want to upload that sound to TikTok and just make that a trending sound. Just people the random
Just the
stuff.
music
Just
part,
the
not
new
the words.
Yeah, just the random of people just seeing what they would come up with.
Because nobody could ever say bullies anything on any. They would ban it right away for saying the word bully.
That's right, because we do not accept bullying in this society.
Unless it's me and Kerr bullying Jess and Jen.
I said, I was like, I know what's going to happen tonight. I'm going to be that, person in the monkey in the middle. Like, ding, ding, ding.
No, Jess, I will not allow it.
Oh, okay. Woo.
So,
you went to Hobby Lobby. And you took, some funny photos. Well, Kevin one time went to Michael's and did this whole.
I did a photo shoot inside Michael's.
Inside Michael's, behind the flowers and stuff, because we saw that some chick said if you really want to do some cool pictures, you can go to Michael's and Hobby Lobby, and people wouldn't know that it's not your stuff. Or that
it looked like I was in this phantasmical garden.
Yeah, like a garden center.
Yeah, and I had all of these flowers around.
And during the holidays, they usually have displays. So they say you should just go there and you can take really good professional pictures.
I wish I would have had cigars with me that day.
I know.
I won't even bring a cigar in the new car. Not even that I will smoke outside of the new car. But I should have brought some. Like you said, they had that whole area of just all greenery. That would have been perfect, but I took the sunflower picture, and then I realized that a large man walking through Hobby Lobby by himself, it's you would think that somewhere along the lines, if there was a single woman, they'd be like, oh my gosh, I wonder if he's that's pretty cool, but no. I got the stares, looks, people walking away from me.
I don't pay attention to anyone when I go into Hobby Lobby. There's too much to look at in Hobby Lobby.
I do it on purpose.
I get overwhelmed.
And then I have to watch Jen because she's freaking. I swear to God, she almost T-boned a lady in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I had to grab the front of her cart and yank it. And she just looked over, just kept right on going. And Jen just didn't even notice. I'm like, you almost hit the fucking lady in the wheelchair.
Kerr, it's 40% off. It's almost free.
A lot of times they have 60% off.
Yeah.
there's some.
You know what they have a lot of times? Signs that says furniture always 40% off. Well, if something is always 40% off, then make that the price. Make that the price.
But you don't feel like you're getting a deal then.
Listen, marketing. Cabinet thing that I got that's next to the pantry, I think I ended up getting it for $50. Yeah, that was a good deal.
Yeah, 40% off.
Yeah,
whatever.
So
I have found good
lead you to
deals.
believe it.
I have found good deals at Hobby
Lobby. I
Lobby.
used to have for the beard balm those little those little chests that open up, and I would wait till those, because those weren't always a certain price, so they were always $10, but I would wait until they were 50 and 60% off. and I'd clean them out.
Well,
I'd have a cart full of them. I'm taking all of them.
So when I was redoing Wyatt's room with all the superhero stuff, I found so much stuff discounted at Hobby Lobby. Like some of those signs, like the Spider-Man ones, were like $2. You know, because they had like maybe like a little ding or something in it. I was like, I don't care. Boop, boop. It's fixed. Like I got some good deals there to decorate his room.
Yeah, they have great deals.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
And it was Hobby Lobby around the Thanksgiving Day holiday.
Yep.
And
they're not open on Sundays and Mondays, right? Yeah.
No,
it's
no,
the Lord's Day.
It's the Lord's Day.
It's the guy from Hobby Lobby and Chick-fil-A. They all get together and hang out on Sundays at
Yeah,
church.
stop it.
They do.
They do. Jen cracked me up because I was at a stop sign. I pulled in the Hobby Lobby and I stopped at a stop sign. And then there was a lady coming this way. And it was an old lady. And I laid on the horn. And I'm like, there's a fucking stop sign. Like yelling at her. And she just like looking at me, kept on going. And then when I made right hand turn, I went, that's not her stop sign, is it? Jen goes, no.
Oh, what a douche. What a douche.
Well, I just cursed out some lady. I mean,
know.
that's horrible.
Yeah.
I think that's a below 7 deadly sins. That's
that's
cursing out an old lady.
How many
parking lot of Hobby Lobby is just
so going back to your grade school days, Kerr, how many Hail Marys was that? What is that? What is the penance for that?
That's a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one because there was cursing involved. And it was an elder, you know, so it probably would have been an Our Father, 10 Hail Marys, and a Glory Be.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. That was a biggie. That was cursing, being disrespectful, and then also in an area which is not it's not a church, but since it does have religious roots, it definitely
that was God's house. That was
it's
God's
like
house.
it's like when I was in school. You know, if you fucked off in church, you got deep shit. But if it was like the rectory or something like that, it wasn't the church, but it was close enough. It was still
wow,
holy umbrella.
Yeah,
the holy
umbrella. It was.
But speaking of good deals, I didn't know that it's such a fantastic deal we got on Amazon for our Ring doorbell is actually an X-ray machine, and Jessica went out the other
tell
night.
Jen all this shit because she's like,
Jessica went out the other night, and I saw motion in the Ring doorbell. So I'm like, oh, what is that? I'm like, why is Jessica outside?
No, you
naked?
didn't know. You didn't notice that. First off, he goes, "Why are you out? Why did you go outside?" And I went to go do something. So I come in and he's showing me, and I went, and I'm wearing black black yoga pants. I go, why does it look like
disappeared?
I said. But it literally shows your body shape. So I was like, why is it showing me naked? Like from the pants, like from the waist down.
Was it to see if anybody's holding a gun? Like if anybody's packing?
It was.
I don't know. It just the way its night vision is. It completely got rid of her yoga pants and.
Well, it didn't get rid of the yoga pants. It just made them like. It's gray. Everything was like black and gray. Yeah. So it just made them like
look like Jen was like, or Jessica was naked outside.
It looked like I was naked
was
from
it truly
the waist
X-ray
down.
To just give it the illusion of it.
It just gave
it just gave the illusion.
I'll send you the picture.
No,
later.
you are not. I told him I will stab him. It is so. It was so, and I couldn't get over it.
Kev, you said that's going to be my profile pic.
Yeah. I won't send it.
There I am getting bounced around again by you two motherfuckers.
I know. Kevin Shahan. That will be the last thing you ever do on this planet. You realize that, right?
Go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Go out with a bang. Yeah.
There are certain things where I will draw a fucking line. You want to get naked in front of that camera and do all weird shit?
I should do that.
Listen, all I know is one thing. I told Kevin already with my message today about the folding. I was like, I'm going to have to get another room because Jess and Jen will probably bleed me dry in the middle of the night.
Yeah, what do you think of the t-shirt folding thing?
That's actually pretty awesome. That t-shirt thing.
See, here's the deal. I don't need it.
Yeah,
I am a fucking t-shirt folding machine.
Oh, okay.
They need it.
Yeah,
and Joe loved it.
Yeah,
I showed Joe, and I was like, "Look, boom, boom, boom." And he's like, Oh, that's pretty cool.
He can sit on his bed, have a pile of his shirts, put that down, and he can just sit there and listen to music, watch TV while he does it.
I banged out 3 loads of laundry while Jen was in the shower, and I came out. Thank God she's not here, but she'll probably listen to this. I don't care. So what happens when you don't show up to the whole thing? You get talked about. I was like, well, let me try some towels. So I boom. I was like, wow, these towels are perfect. So no more will there be. You remember the whole Cheez-It fucking?
Yes.
That's the same thing with towels, right? It's like no one sets them in there folded. They just throw them in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here's some perfectly folded towels. So then I went about my business. I'm like, I go take a shower, and I open up. I'm like, how in the fuck can a person take the perfectly folded towels that I just did and make it look like that? Because it was just like they were just jammed in there. And I'm like, Jen, she's like, what? I'm like, never mind. Because I didn't want to open up that can of worms. I had already opened up the can of worms with the perfectly folded shirts, and she went to tell you, Kevin, she said, look, you know what my drawers look like. When I open them, and then if there's anything there, I'll fold it. And I'm like, I don't understand that logic.
Yeah.
I don't understand that logic. That logic.
What are you saying yeah for? You live out of a hamper.
I don't live out of a hamper. My stuff's folded and put away.
After like 3 weeks, you finally.
Not always. Sometimes, though.
Okay.
I do. I'm not going to say that I don't use that, but I also do other people's laundry, not just my own.
Yeah, the kids. It's small laundry.
Small laundry? They're teenagers. What the fuck? They're people.
Smaller than our laundry.
My only issue with Kevin really is I could clean the counters in the kitchen and everything and get everything put back away. He cannot have it. He has to put shit on the counter. Like something also dirty.
When I see a wide open space, all I see is a bench top.
It's our kitchen. Use your garage bench. Wait, you can't because it's fucking full. Yeah. Right. So that's the only real pet peeve that I have that Kevin does in the house. It's like just
yes, this is season 3, episode 6. It's not your only fucking pet peeve with Kev.
I said in the house.
I have a lot of evidence
for the house stuff. That's my biggest pet peeve.
Kevin, that's my only pet peeve with you.
As far as with the kitchen and all that stuff, that drives me nuts. Yeah, he does his own laundry. So I don't have to we don't cross over each other's stuff. He won't clean though
because
she doesn't clean.
She doesn't separate, and that I just can't have that. Everything goes in.
Yeah.
Not everything.
Bras, underwear, shoes, and
who cares? It's clothes.
You've put your shoes in with your laundry.
Sometimes, yeah. There's detergent in there, Kevin.
Oh no.
Kevin separate. Listen, Kevin, when he takes the socks off, he's got his own baskets for each thing. He can't touch the sock if it falls on the floor. That's it.
Yeah, you pick it up with your toes. You don't touch it with your.
You barely ever do that.
When I go to the bathroom, after work, I'll take my pants off. Then I take my because I wear are we allowed to say wife beater? Are they still called that?
No, they're not called that.
Okay, I take off my wife beater. I lay that on top of my pants. Then I take off my underwear. I put it in the shirt, and then I make a little ball because if I have accidentally twice touched my underwear after a shower and had to get back in the shower and start over.
That's really odd.
Okay, Kerr.
Have you ever seen my underwear after a long day of work?
Kev, trust me. I've had some seriously soiled underwear, but that would not cause me to jump back in the shower.
Sweat and grease and.
I'm not kidding. He cannot. It cannot. So he does all that stuff. I don't care. You can keep doing you. But when I first, I remember when we first started dating, and I come over, he'd be like, "This is how I like things." You like things very he's so anal retentive. He will not put as soon as his shoes are off and his sock, he has to be in the shower and all that stuff. Because you won't take anything off until you're actually in the shower.
Yeah,
or getting into the shower.
Yeah. It's called being efficient. She'll go I'm going to take a quick shower 87 minutes later. You know, the shower's been running for 30 minutes. She's still not in there yet.
Shower for 87 minutes, Kevin.
Yeah, that's the one I have a problem with. Letting it
First
run
off, he's not even here when I take a shower because I take showers in the morning.
Yeah.
How would you even know how long I take when I take showers in the morning?
When you start the water, you should wait for it to heat up, then get in. You don't start the water and then sit down and read Ivanhoe.
Who is doing this?
I think Kevin's alluding to that.
That's what you're trying to say.
I'm alluding that you dick around in the bathroom.
I was just using an extreme example of Ivanhoe.
Are you talking about a shower or me in the bathroom in general?
I think shower. You're just not efficient.
How? How would you know? I don't take showers at night. I take them during the day. When the fuck are you here?
I have been in the house with you showering before.
I say, hey, do you need to go to the bathroom before I get in the shower?
Yeah.
Because I also do my makeup and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I blow dry my hair. Have you seen my hair? It's down here.
It just seems like it takes too long. Because
I don't wash my body with soap and get the fuck out.
If you would just let me in there, I could shorten your routine. I know there's things you're doing wrong.
Do you shave your legs? Do you shave your armpits? Do you shave your private area?
Yeah, I'm just
asking. Because I can stop doing all of that. I will.
Yeah, I'd stop now, Kev.
I will not do my hair, and
efficiency
I will not shave anymore.
Approved.
I'm just saying I can help.
We're all good. That's great.
I'm just saying I could probably help.
You're gonna help.
That sounds like you're spending the appropriate amount of time in the bathroom.
Wash my butt.
No. I'm just saying.
I just like how he thinks all this that all magically happens.
I think I
was born.
I think I can help you break down your routine and make it flow. Yeah, like flow a little bit better.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I am officially going in. I'm going to use the same soap he does that he's got in his little container. 10 pumps. All I'm going to wash my body and face with. I'm just going to live that way. My hair is going to look I'm going to look amazing. Because Kevin has solved the issue of me taking too long of a shower.
I will give Jennifer. She is quick in the shower. She does a good goof around. She just doesn't.
I'm not goofing around. We have one bathroom, Kerr.
I'm just saying.
Bathroom.
I didn't say you did. I said she doesn't goof around. I didn't say you goofed around. I said Jen doesn't goof around.
I'm gonna slap you. You're about to get fucking slapped because you're talking out of your ass, and I don't like it at all. Like I was being nice to you, and you are being a fucking asshole to me, and I'm not like it at all.
Where my problem,
told you not to do this shit to me tonight.
Where my problem lies is
don't pick on me. I have no mood.
You're not getting picked on. Relax,
he is. I knew he was going to do this shit to me. I said it before we came on. I said you are purposely going to fucking be a dick. I already knew it was coming. I already knew it.
Being fun.
He's not being funny. He's being mean, and you you don't get to stick up for him.
Jen doesn't have a problem with what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the part that I just got recently verbal about, and I've been verbal at, is the sink, right? The downstairs sink.
Yeah, what's up with the sink?
Well, you got the garbage disposal side.
The kitchen sink. Oh.
Yeah, and the non-garbage disposal side.
Yeah.
Right? So for some reason, the garbage disposal side has all the food and all the dishes with no food on it, and the side without the garbage disposal side always has all the food in it. And I'm like, is it because you're lefty? Or all the fucking you rinse off the food in the garbage disposal side, and then you can put it in the non-garbage disposal side, because even though I know, Kevin, you guys talk about the garbage disposal shouldn't be using it, blah blah blah, food, it's there for a reason. It's got the name garbage disposal. It is a disposing unit of garbage.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is if the non-garbage disposal side has all the food in it, it's going to clog.
Yeah,
there's not freaking grates down there to chew it up and freaking spit it out. So that's a pet peeve of mine.
I don't know. We scrape the food into the garbage that we don't give to the dogs, and I rinse real fast, but we have a little catcher, and then put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, well, we have a garbage disposal. They still do that with the food in the garbage can. And that drives me up a wall. That drives me fucking bananas. I'm like, what are you doing? Throwing away the food? That's why we got a garbage disposal. Yeah, but I don't like them. But it is a disposal unit for garbage that you are throwing it. And then
so what can you put in a garbage disposal?
I don't know. There's so many mixed stories about.
I'm confused. I agree with Kerr. Like
food.
Yeah.
The only thing I've ever known that you can't put in a garbage disposal is eggs. You're not supposed to put eggshells in a garbage disposal.
Why?
I think it has something to do with dulling the blades.
Yeah.
I don't think they want you to put any type of rinds down there.
Yeah, no, potato peels is the big one, but yeah, no rinds.
Right.
Yeah, but all that stuff, it could be like good compost. You just throw that outside on some plants. And
yeah,
stuff.
do you realize, Kerr,
all of our plants out there?
How luscious your weeds would be? The kudzu, how luscious you would be the talk of the town if you would just fertilize the kudzu.
I'm gonna tell Jennifer, listen, now I'm gonna ask her to make a compost after all this. You forget about it.
Yeah,
maybe that's a way to get her to use the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
But in a bathroom situation, we do have 2 bathrooms, right? And Joe and I use the stand-up shower, the stall, and I clean it because that gross little teenager does not. Like he'll sit there, he'll take a shower with freaking mold that will talk to him without even freaking batting an eyelash. And then Jen uses the other bathroom, and it drives me crazy. It drives me up a wall.
Oh my God.
Because and his bathroom, it's really weird. Jen gets ready in our bathroom, but showers in the other bathroom. Joe gets ready in the other bathroom, but showers in my bathroom. So I'm getting fucked on both ends, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a shower to myself. I got to share it with Joe, and he just doesn't care. And then I share the area with Jen. And then, girls with makeup and hair and shit and things all over the place. And then the freaking hair dryer with the cord that's always in the ground that I always fucking step on when I'm not wearing a shoe.
You have an option to give us another motherfucking bathroom, but no.
What options do I have to wear fucking boots all the time in the house?
Yeah, there's no. Your hair dryer's on the floor 7 days a week.
And I don't get 0 fucks given. It is the.
The garbage can that apparently is a suggestion because there's a floor around the garbage can.
Oh no,
because I look at them like, or then Joe will do this when the garbage can is overflowing to the point
that I'm guilty of.
Yep, it's bad. When he looks for garbage, he'll go in and he'll throw something away and he'll look for a spot and go.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty.
There we go.
And I say, hey Einstein, how about you just empty the fucking garbage can?
Why? There's plenty of room right here.
You know who else is guilty of doing that? You do that sometimes when you're in the middle of stuff. Like the other day, that garbage can was full. And what did you do? You laid something, and it was high up out of the thing. No, Kevin, don't go and actually pick it up and put it out in the trash can. You just kept piling shit on top of it. Your mail. No, first off, okay. I am not the only person in this house that should have to change fucking trash bags.
I'm just saying when I get ready for work in the morning, sometimes the trash can is completely empty, and then when I come home at night, and then when I come home at night,
Kevin,
the trash can is completely full.
Kevin, that's
why
impossible.
Don't you take out the trash? I haven't been here for 8 hours.
Kevin,
it is full. Why does Kevin? Kevin's gonna set shit on top.
Oh, we are now forever. This is going to happen. We are putting video cameras fucking everywhere because people need to see that Kevin is fucking full of horse shit.
And you know why people
so mind blowing.
And you know why people will never see those videos? Because you'll realize
that it's me.
Yeah, that it's you.
You'll
be like,
yeah, I highly doubt that. You're gonna go, I don't give a fuck that I do that because you do it. Ignorance is bliss on your part. You act like you don't clean at all. You definitely don't clean that shower after your grease and stuff from the day is there. I have to do that. So I'm sorry that I didn't change out the trash when you can. I also take out a lot of the recycling. I also do a lot of the cardboard and break it all down. You have so much shit coming to this house all the time. Do you want me to go out and take a picture of the garage right now and we can show the world that I'm wrong and Kevin is correct? Should I?
What could possibly be out there?
Oh, right now we have, I don't know how many cigar boxes is that person ever coming to pick them up. So now they're all, we're little walkway space that I have anyway now. Literally, like you have to shimmy through the garage now. Now it's there. Now there is no counter or anything because it's stacked with fucking boxes.
Now when
we pulled out.
Yeah, we got rid of the shed, so now everything had to go back in. For waiting for the new shed.
No, this garage has never had space.
But you're trying to make. I mean, you're taking things and just shifting to another location because you have to.
No, this garage has never been functionable ever. Kerr 5 years.
I'm just saying.
It's an excuse. It's an excuse to hoard shit and keep. So I do not want to hear that. I'm telling you, after this edition, I am still going. I guarantee you that garage is going to fucking get filled up. You mark my words. It's going to happen
with your stuff.
So
because it'll
with
be your fault.
How?
I don't know how you plan on doing it,
but it'll get done.
But yeah,
how am I filling
You're efficient, Jess.
Yeah, you're efficient.
I don't even know. I don't even have words. I'm over it.
Okay, well, on that note,
how's your Thanksgiving?
On that note,
that's right. God, we didn't do an intro, right?
Yeah. I'm Bully Kevin.
I'm Bully Jess.
I'm Bully Kerr. And we are
the
Broadleaf Bullies.
We talk. You listen. We are the Broadleaf Bullies. And here's your hosts, Kev, Kerr, Jessie, and Jen.
No, I'm going to take a picture of the trash can.
Wow, if I could only hear the freaking words. That little camera during the whole, we are the Broadleaf Bullies, and all I see is Jess's arms going.
I can't even begin to tell you how much I knew this shit was going to happen, and I still allowed it to bother me, which makes me even crazier because I knew he was going to do this. No, him in general. I knew he was going to do this to me tonight. I knew it, and I still allowed it. Piss me off, Kerr. Piss me off. That's what I knew. I knew it.
I haven't seen anything any different than any other time we do the show.
Are you
just a little extra sensitive tonight, Jess?
You can't be yelling and then sloshing around a glass of wine and be taken seriously.
Me off. Wow. Yeah.
A spritzer.
Does your frustration lie in the bottom of that glass, Jess?
I think it's layers of multiple things, but Kevin's purposely digging, and I know he is, and I'm allowing
She's like an onion.
Get under my
She's got
skin.
Layers. From Shrek.
Yes.
Yeah, don't be.
Peel back the onion.
When was the last time you cared about any of my layers? Explain to me a depth conversation that we've had.
Well, you talk about
quite fascinated with the top layer.
Well, that's all going to be hairy pretty soon.
It's going to be a very hairy top layer.
Kevin wants me to take a 5-minute shower.
Hey, Kev, efficiency's done. Check. Yeah, as soon as your armpits start itching, you'll be back in there going, fuck you, Kev, I'm taking extra time.
No, I won't. I am you have no idea how
I can imagine.
stubborn I am.
I could ballpark it. I got one of them my own.
I'm a Taurus too, so there you go.
That doesn't.
It does.
I don't know what that means.
I know what it means because I've heard people say it before. And
obviously, don't live my life by this astrology type
apparently
thing.
You do.
Clearly, I'm just saying. Like a lot of times, people are kind of very similar to those definitions of what like an Aries, a Taurus. You know, sometimes your personality is very like that, and I am very bullheaded.
I am Libra. I am the scales. I am always even.
I'm a Virgo.
What's Virgo?
The Virgin, the chick.
Is that what it is? What's the symbol? Is it a lady or what
a lady? It's a lady.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No. That doesn't match up at all.
No, really stop the whole fucking argument.
No, but just the image is nothing. But what does Virgo stand for? You don't know.
I don't know because I don't read my fucking horoscope.
I don't read my horoscope either.
Apparently, you know enough to call yourself a Taurus and proudly.
I'm a Taurus. That's where April falls under.
Yeah, no.
My
what you're saying, I'm stubborn. I'm a Taurus. So you got to know some sort of
attribute. Really get stubborn like a bull.
And you know what? I'm a dog. I'm the year of the dog when it comes to the Chinese freaking. You want to know why? Because I eat at a million different Chinese restaurants and I read the fucking goddamn freaking placemat.
I am the year of the snake. What are you? What Chinese year are you?
You're the bull.
I don't know. Oh. Maybe.
What year are you born in?
78.
78.
Oh my God. Let's see. Chinese year.
Year of the horse.
Woohoo.
You are.
No. Yeah. Year of the horse.
Year of the horse.
Yeah. Hey, you like horses. There you go. There's a good one. I'm year of the snake. I hate snakes.
Virgos are known for being practical, sensible, and loyal. They make excellent friends and partners. Virgos are known for being perfectionist and can be meticulous and single-minded in their pursuit of improvement. Kind of sounds like you care.
Nothing like me.
Sounds a lot like you.
Nothing like me.
No, interesting.
That's terrible.
Let's see. Libra is an air sign represented by the scales. Interesting.
You don't have to read all of
Interestingly, the only inanimate object of the zodiac.
Oh, now we care
about an association that reflects Libra's fixation on balance and harmony. Libra is obsessed with symmetry. Oh, goddamn right about that. And strives to create equilibrium in all areas of life. These air signs are the aesthetices of the zodiac. Ruled by Venus, the planet that governs love, beauty, and money, Libras adore high art, intellectualism, yeah, can't even say that word, and connoisseurship. Suave Libras need to surround themselves with stunning objects. You're welcome.
That's soon not to be very stunning in my 5-minute shower routine now.
Exquisite taste. Accordingly, these air signs make excellent designers, decorators, art critics, and stylists.
Nice. What does Taurus say? That was a lot.
Jess, it sounds like you read the abridged version and Kevin read the fucking whole Wikipedia.
I just decided to
hey,
say
Jess,
exactly
your year of the horse. Horses are extremely animated, active, energetic. Horses love to be in a crowd, and they can usually be seen on such occasions as concerts, theater, performance, meetings, sporting events, and parties. With a deft sense of humor, horses are master of repartee. They love to take center stage and delight audiences everywhere.
That sounds nothing like me at all.
Sometimes there's more to this. Sometimes the horse could be a little self-centered, but it doesn't mean that he or she insists, but it doesn't mean he or she isn't interested in others' problems. Horses are really more cunning than intelligent, and they are probably why most horse people lack real confidence.
That is awful.
They can be stubborn, bullheaded, and set in their ways.
You just read a book for years. You're going to tell me that's all you found on Taurus.
And they're also great
Kevin
listeners.
is so self-centered. You talk about self-centered. That's fucking Kevin.
An Aries, chapter 1.
Yeah. Why I'm better than all of you. Let me
actually. So I'm year the dog. Dog is a man's good friend who can understand humans' spirit and obey its master, whether it's wealthy or not. Chinese people regard it as an auspicious animal. If a dog happens to come, okay, that's just freaking what a dog means. People born in the years below, blah, 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 Chinese zodiac, blah, 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 blah. The biggest characteristics of a dog are loyalty and honesty. In fact, dog people are cautious by nature, which means it may take comparatively long time for dogs to accept new friends. However, once a dog accepts a friend, they will be very loyal to their friends and always be supportive. Dogs are loyal friends, honest lovers, and reliable families. Though being just and honest, dogs are also very critical and sometimes make a sharp criticism. Not me at all. They are all good at talking. They are not good at taking the whole picture into consideration, which may lead to misunderstanding and blame their own mistakes on others. That is wrong.
And it's actually pretty similar to.
That's wrong, and I blame the freaking stupid thing.
Yeah, but mine are people born the year of the snake are considered rational, calm, thoughtful, and loyal to the loved ones. Me in a nutshell, always calm and rational.
Now, CJ,
why the hell was my horse saying that? I was basically
you're stubborn,
fucking an asshole.
Oh, no. it says that you're not that smart.
Yeah, it said I wasn't smart, and I have insecurities.
That you're very insecure. You love to be the center of attention,
which is not correct.
Yeah, got that one wrong.
And that you have a deaf sense of humor.
Well, it is what it is.
Wow.
So some of it might be right, and some of it might not be right, obviously. But I feel like yours is kind of accurate.
Chinese, they know what they're talking about.
They do.
They're very wise and intelligent people.
But you know what? We had a psychology professor ask people what their signs were and then read what we just did. And the people were like, that sounds just like me. But it wasn't a sign. It was something.
Oh. And then there used to be 13, then we got rid of one. So everybody, there used to be 13 zodiacs. Now there are only 12. So
how do you just get rid of one of the zodiacs?
Well, how could there be 13?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a long time ago. So they broke it up into 12. And
like what are you talking about? A long time ago, like long time ago.
I don't know.
Like before there was horoscopes, Kevin. I mean, like okay, so then who cares? Nobody felt the effects.
Yeah. So
of their horoscope being different.
Do they feel like there was like someone who's just like, you're so much of an asshole, we're just gonna lump you in?
Just go in with the Taurus people.
It was some king that was like, no, we're getting rid of that. I don't want to be that anymore.
Yeah.
Get rid of that one altogether.
You're the Orion's belt. No, I'm not. We're getting rid of that.
Right. Yeah. Well, like some people are like earth symbols, water symbols, fire symbols. I am a fire symbol. Yeah. That I agree with.
I see all that stuff's all hokey pokey.
I don't know. I like some of it though. It's not like I'm basing my whole world off of that, but like there's been times where, some of that like the stuff with the astrology and all that stuff. I even like went and had like my, like future read type crap at like a palm reader and stuff. I didn't believe any of that stuff. But I am open to the fact that like there could possibly be someone who's intuitive enough, or like I don't know. I find it interesting.
I don't understand where you said.
Yeah,
like like the people who like from the Beyond. What's that one chick? The Long Island Medium, like stuff like that. Like I think that's
Beyond Warwick.
Beyond
Warwick.
Beyond Warwick.
No, it's Beyond Warwick. Yeah.
No, who the hell is that?
No, she was when we were growing up.
The Long Island Medium.
Oh no, he's talking about Dionne Warwick. Remember, you used to call and to get your horoscope read. That was Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick did that. Yeah.
That was her name?
Yeah, Dionne Warwick.
No, that's not the Long Island Medium. I'm just being a dick.
No, I'm saying that was the lady's name. Oh, I didn't know that was her name.
I don't know who the Long Island Medium is. I honestly,
Warwick Davis's mom.
It's the whole thing.
The blonde-headed lady?
No, forget it. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you were just saying, just literally in a very long way. Just I heard a broken clock is right twice. Twice a day. Because it's like yes, I did. It can be right. It cannot be right. Possibly there's something.
I get
like,
it.
Is it 1 o'clock? No, my clock's broken. But at 1 o'clock, it's going to be right.
Deep down inside, I think like the young, imaginative like girl that I was would love like some fantasy type of thing. So there's that like lore. Like, oh, could this really be? Like, could I go and like a medium could talk to my loved ones and I would hear it? Or am I kind of like my horoscope and is all this cosmic shit going to happen? Yeah. In reality, probably it's not going to happen. But the idea of it being a possibility is nice.
Well, Jessie, that young girl is going to be highly disappointed after these two guys tell her it's not true.
I already know it's not true. Yeah, but that's what I'm just saying.
And
though,
people not taking responsibility for their actions. Oh, I'm sorry, I was mean today. Mercury's in retrograde.
Yeah,
it's It was just give me a couple more days. The moon is going to be out of its phase.
Have you ever heard me say,
no,
Kevin, I'm being a bitch because I'm a Taurus today? No. But there's also like people say, like I'll say like to people sometimes, well, it explains that I'm a middle child. Yeah. Like we all kind of have roles that we kind of and stigmas that we play into. Does that mean we live our lives exactly that way? Hell no. But it is true. You probably can admit there is the older sibling, the middle child, the youngest sibling. We all kind of have like similar roles that we play in families.
Well, I actually, my ex is like big into this stuff, and it really annoys me because I'll never forget. It was like after Emma was playing baseball. They didn't have t-ball. She played baseball, coach's pitch, and you know, like any other kid, they try something new, they want to quit. Yeah, and you know, her hand got hit with a baseball or something, but she came home like, you know, upset, mad, and and I was at my ex's house, and her aunt was over, and Emma stomps up the steps, and she's like, oh, you know, she's just a Taurus. Yeah. And her aunt's like, I know, I'm a Taurus too. And I'm like, this is not, I said something to the effect of, yeah, not something to be proud of. Like, I was really insulting that day, but it was highly warranted, I must say.
It's like whenever we greet the new, like we got a new kid at work, and I always introduce myself kind of the same way. And I don't say, hey, I'm Kevin. I'm kind of a dick because I'm a Libra. I always used to go, hey, I act like a dick sometimes because deep down, like I'm really a dick. Like don't piss me off because I will rage on you.
Kevin says these things, but
you're not a dick, though.
Come work with me and fuck shit up all day long.
I'm gonna ask Luke.
Well, that's different. That's not being a dick.
I yelled at the kid and called him something like, because he's going to a technical school, and these technical schools don't get the kids ready to come work for people like myself. They focus on all of these stuff that they're not going to be doing for years down the road. This little monkey, grease monkey, tire monkey, is going to be changing oil and doing tires for the next 2 years. We're not even going to let him do anything, and he's putting lug nuts on, put a tire up. First of all, he didn't know how to pick a tire up. And like I see him bend down, and he's like grabbing it like this.
So
and
why don't you not be a dick?
Well, first of all,
I
did. I go, hey, I go, you're gonna hurt yourself. I go, take it from an old man with a broke back. Let me teach you how to pick this tire
like
up
you're that old,
more efficiently. So I taught him, and he said thank you. And then he started putting all the lug nuts on backwards. And I go, what the fuck are they teaching you kids in this school? You can't even put a lug nut on the right way. And then so I was nice, and then you got to hit them hard. So
okay. Anyway,
there's a difference between being a dick.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
it just comes off. Everybody else, it just comes off dickish. And
well, no, because you can have that. I wish I was able to at times do that. Yes, Jeff.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you. We can't go around being like, well, it's because I'm a Taurus, or you know, I get.
Yeah, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I'm a Libra.
Right, but I mean, like, I guess though at times I've been guilty of saying stuff like, "Oh, I'm the middle child," like, "Oh, I'm the middle child syndrome." Sorry, you know, like.
Yeah, well, I do believe in that.
Yeah, but like that's more
has anything to do with.
I have never really come out and just said, "Oh, hey, it's because I'm a Taurus." I always say, "Oh, it's because I'm a middle child."
For me, I have the favorite child syndrome.
Well, see, there you go. I'm the favorite. Right, and like
always have been, always will be.
Like Graham, Graham for the longest time was an only child. So when I had, Gabby, he used to call her the girl. Like it didn't even really click. He was like, "Who is this thing?" Like now it's taken over. So he has only child syndrome. He still does.
Yeah.
Like, he's 23 and he still like considers himself.
Well, yeah, you definitely do that. My niece is 30, and my sister and her husband had Taylor, who's 18, and Sammy. She grew up her whole life as an only child. Now she's got a half sister, but she's still an only child. I was the baby of the family.
Yep.
But I can tell you something. I was not treated like the baby. I lie. I lie. I was treated like the baby of the family until I got to a certain age.
Well, yeah, of course. That's inevitable.
No. There's a lot of families out there where the baby of the family is always and still the baby of the family.
Oh, like my brother.
So then there you go, right?
Yes.
So when I reached a certain age, I no longer was like the baby of the family that got like my mom.
FYI, that age was 30. No.
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been. I mean, it might have been late 20s, early.
That's usually like when it is. It's like okay, you're like 30 now.
It was, but then my brother, God rest his soul, then like the whole thing, my mom like treated him like he was the baby because he was the oldest. But then he became the baby, where it's like he could do no wrong. If he made a mistake, this is okay. And then fuck you, Carrie, and blah, blah, blah. My dad's like that. My dad, because my sister, she's the only girl. She can murder someone, and it'd be like, Carrie, why don't you watch out for your sister? Why don't you stop her from doing that? What?
See, now it's funny you say that.
And I'm going, whoa! What? Why me?
That's funny because me and my sister, we only have the one, the brother, and he's the baby. We always were like, well, why couldn't you control him? Why didn't you stop him from doing that? It was like, what? Who the fuck? What do we look like? Like these super freaking little girls who are like all powerful. My brother was very strong, and he was crazy when he was little. And he used to do like dumb shit. And my mom used to always get mad at me and my sister because we couldn't control him. He's your kid. You control him.
my brother was born in 63. My sister was born in 64. And I was born in 70. So my brother was 7 years older than me. My sister 6 years older than me. And that's and like when they had me, they were already, I mean, obviously they were older.
Yeah.
But they were good brothers and sisters to me. My brother was a very good older brother, even when I was a kid, because mostly when you got a like teenage boy and his younger brother is a freaking little shithead 8-year-old running around, 7-year-old. But my brother always took care of me. My sister was a good older sister, but she's better. She's way better now. She's awesome now. But growing up, I was just kind of like that annoyance.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh fuck.
Well, girls also go through like maturity a lot sooner than boys do. So.
Yeah, my sister was like freaking. She was a hard ass back in the day. She softened up. She was like it would be like, okay, you got to babysit Carrie this weekend or tonight, and my sister like. So then they'd leave, and she would just look at me, just like with disgust, like I'm
gonna murder you.
Like no,
yeah.
I want to go out drinking and smoking with my friends, and I gotta watch you.
Right.
Like you have
toddler care, not understanding
plans up. And I'm just like, she's like, listen, here's the deal. I'm gonna go out for a little bit. Watch TV. You don't tell mom and dad.
Right.
All right, fine. And then she go out and then she come back, and her friends would come in, and then they go back out, they come back in, and I'm like 5, 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But I not my fault. Mom and dad wanted to go out.
Like, I didn't ask for this.
I didn't ask for this. But then when my brother and sister would watch me together, they would torture me.
Oh.
Like they literally sometimes would tie me up.
Oh, we did that all the time.
Torture. They make me eat pickles and shit like that. It was like all sorts of horrible stuff.
Oh yeah, we used to put makeup on Donnie.
I've had lots of makeup. I have a picture of me in a bunny suit. It was just like A Christmas Tale.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
I'm in a bunny suit, like just like fuck. Really? Yeah. At some point in time,
July. Yeah.
I was just like a play toy, It was.
We did. I understand because I did that to my brother.
Where's Jen at? Where does Jen fall in line with siblings?
Jen has one older brother, so she's the youngest and she's the girl. So Jen,
I thought she had two. Yeah. She only has. Okay, for some reason I thought she had two older brothers.
One brother, Uncle Sean.
Or two brothers. Okay, so
and she's the girl, so she used to do the same thing. She was a tomboy back in the day, but she's she did nothing wrong. Just she's the girl, she's the baby.
That's nice. I did everything wrong. I got in so much. I was probably doing fucked up shit, but.
Now I can't. Now I'm an adult. I'm like, okay. You realize I'm the youngest son. Like at some point in time, give me a little bit of the youngest child recognition. But no, that freaking trophy broke, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, and now it's just like, nah, you're the one who's going to be responsible for everything.
No, my brother still gets treated Like the youngest. Not because my sister and I treat him that way. My mom does.
No.
It's obnoxious. Like we don't exist. My sister and I. It's all about my brother.
My mom
loves him.
My mom would like her. It's her family, so it was like she would freaking. If I came into my mom's house, I'd be like, "Mom, listen, I got a dead body in the trunk." She'd be like, "Okay, I'll get the shovel. Don't worry about it, honey. Everything's gonna be okay." Like that was my mom. But there was also varying degrees of that favoritism, and at the top of the list was my niece Samantha. She was the first grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
She was the daughter, a girl grandchild. And my mother would, I mean, it was horrible. Like when my mom died, it was like, okay, we're going to read off what your mom wanted to give to everybody. Samantha, you get everything on this side of the room. Carrie, you can pick from those dolls over there. Remember those creepy dolls?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was literally, she's the one who got like Hitler's China.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kerr, the chair you're sitting in, unless she wants it, you can have it.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Anything Samantha doesn't want, then you guys divide amongst yourselves.
Carrie, your pick. Samantha, you get the pass first. It was like Secret Santa. Yeah, but it was like Samantha's turn all the fucking time.
Yeah, it was like the game of Monopoly, but Kerr's in jail the whole game.
Yeah.
Know?
Yeah. Oh, is Samantha in jail? No, she's just visiting.
Yeah, she's visiting. She just passed go because
she collects $200.
Yeah, she's collecting my $200.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, "What the hell, man?" But but you know what? That stuff never. I find that shit.
Like, messed
the
up.
joke. I joke around about that stuff, and I do it just to pick on them. Personally, inside, it doesn't bother me. It wasn't like I sat around. I know there's some family members that when people die, it's like they get so pissed off and bitter, and it's money and this and that. I was just like, listen, you can't give me what I want, which is more time.
Yeah.
So if I can't get more time, then fuck you.
Yeah, I've never had anybody ever leave me anything in a will. Like ever. I mean, it's always been like to like my parents or it's
always been to my
I've never
except for like I said, my grandmother had us pick what we wanted even before she passed, so that was nice.
Yeah.
When my grandfather died, obviously my grandmother, she let us pick a couple of his things that we wanted. But as far as like inheritance, my dad, his mom, left it to her. To the three sons.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had somebody in the family that was my grandmother's cousin. We called her Big Janet. She didn't have any kids. She was never married, and she had a lot of money. She actually lived in Sarasota, and she ended up like in a home, but her lawyer made sure she had set it all up that she was going to be well taken care of until she passed away. Well, we always thought she was actually going to leave like her fortune to Graham because she and Graham shared the same birthday, and she loved Graham. Like, out of all like this in the family, like she loved him. So actually, she ended up leaving it to my grandmother, but my grandmother passed before her. So then it went to the three sons. So my dad got 2 inheritances, and then my mom got her inheritance from her mother when she passed. And we never saw any of that money.
Yeah,
even if my grandmother wanted us to have some and said that, my mom was never giving us any money.
But have you guys noticed like that's not a thing anymore that you hear about? Like it seemed like when we were growing up, maybe I'm wrong.
No,
but you always knew somebody getting an inheritance. It's like, oh, I got my inheritance. Like now, like that's just not. I mean, like, I don't know anybody that got in.
I think that generation of people who leave inheritances is if you will, that was the baby boomers. I think that's kind of
I agree with you.
And that next level, that next layer is like friggin' you're still living paycheck to paycheck and the savings and everything else.
So like right now, like with Graham, like if something happens to him in the military, I'm his beneficiary. I get his money.
Right.
Same thing. If something happened to me, him and the kids are my beneficiary. Like they get my money, unless we were to get married, then it'd be different. Then it would go to you unless I specified how I wanted it split up or whatever.
Yeah. Like Amber gets, Amber gets everything.
She doesn't get everything. She doesn't get the house.
Well, no. Yeah.
She would just get whatever's in the bank account.
Because you're on the mortgage. So you get the house.
Yeah.
So
I'd have to buy her out.
Well, no, because I don't have a will. So, which I
So
should.
then, what do you mean she gets everything?
Well, she
You don't have a will.
all my life insurance.
Oh, yeah,
policies.
yeah.
All the policies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, if I go like on a city bus, she gets a cool $1 million.
Why just to Amber? You have another kid. And you have grandchildren.
She knows to set up a trust for Kevin, so he gets a.
You need to get a will.
Kevin can't have a large chunk of money. He's responsible. Pretty sure he pissed it all away pretty quickly.
The opposite of responsible, Kevin.
Yeah, but you don't get to control that. If that was what you wanted to leave him, you also don't get to control. You're going to micromanage him from death.
Yeah, I am. So Amber knows to set up a trust.
Yeah, but
some folks need it though. I mean, listen, especially if you want someone to benefit.
Yeah.
To be a beneficiary, to actually benefit from it, and not be a knucklehead.
Yeah. Plus, I would rather see him get $500 a month for the next 20 years.
No, I get what you're saying.
Right. So it's just like a little. It's not something
really probably need to set your will.
Yeah. So it's not something that he can rely on. Like it's all this extra money, but it's just an added little bonus. You're going to get every month.
Yeah, $500 a month for the rest of your life is nice to get. If you add all that up together in a one lump sum, that's called Vegas, baby.
Yeah. Right. It's just a new car.
Yeah,
it's something. It's just something.
I just know that, like, if anything ever happened to me, obviously you, it has always gone to the kids. But clearly, like, now that you and I are together, like, that doesn't make sense.
Oh, this is a hot button for Jen and I right now too.
Yeah,
I have to get life insurance, and I have to put her as a beneficiary because I am her beneficiary and Joseph. But all my life insurance right now I have to, especially with the divorce, you have to go to the kids.
Right.
But we're at the point now where I do have to have some sort of life insurance and have it assigned to her. And I could, when we redo our benefits, I'm probably gonna have to up it with my company because like I was just telling my ex too when I was in farm, I was like, listen, if I die at home, open my computer, the password's in the upper right-hand corner, type it in, I get double my salary if I die while working. Just slide the laptop under my arms, then call 911. Because when you die while working, you get more money.
That's like the old joke when for years I used to go to the gym 5 days a week, and so when you had a partner, it's like if something happened and you got hurt while you're lifting, before you call the ambulance, you always put more plates on. Yeah. So if something happened, like you're bench pressing and you died, you put more plates on. So when they take the picture, it's like, look how much he was lifting.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like now, like, because Kevin and I aren't married, so it kind of would be weird if something happened to me. I mean, it would be weirder because of Wyatt and Gabby.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I don't even know how that would work.
Yeah, I don't need your money. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
it's not about money. I'm talking about their well-being, Kevin.
Yeah. I don't even get them.
That's what I put. But unless I specified that,
well, you have to. You have to get a will. You have to specify it, or at least get some sort of.
I absolutely can say that
because we're going. We discussed that ourselves, but I mean that's.
Yeah, I cannot. No. I know. I'm just saying.
Guaranteed to go before Jen, so that's just given.
It's definitely interesting.
Same here. I'm a peace out first.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
I doubt it. I'm going to be the one who goes first.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen too.
It would be me
because I go to the doc. I take care of myself. Like nothing.
Wow,
like,
you are just purposely trying to be a motherfucker to me.
Like
I can't help you on that one, Kevin.
Like nothing is creeping. I'm not going to be one of those guys like, well, son of a bitch, I got cancer. Like no, nothing's creeping up on me.
What makes you think that that's happening to me?
He didn't say anything about you.
I just say I go to the doctor. You're going to have something sprung up on you. Because Jessica will be like, oh, I've had this pain for about 6 years now. Yeah. Oh, it's
one time.
It sounds like me.
Listen, one time I told him that I had this pain, and he goes, "Well, for how long?" I said, "A couple months." And he's like, "What the fuck?" So then he started making me. I mean, every appointment. Like I went to the dermatologist. That had nothing to do with a dermatologist.
I called my buddy Doc Joe and like, hey,
listen,
Jessica's boob hurt, and he goes, mammogram. Like 2 days later,
I wasn't saying that for a reason. So thank you for putting that shit out there.
Oh,
God. Kevin, I just said because I had some pain somewheres.
You were pointing to your boob.
You kept pointing your boob though.
No, I was talking with my hand.
No, you said pain somewhere.
Oh, did I? Yeah. No, I did it subconsciously. Whatever.
Like I was just having this pain.
Anyway, whatever. It ended up being.
I mean, I actually thought it was paining your ankle when you were.
Yes, because I was going like this. Oh my god. Anyway, no, I don't like going to the doctors. Clearly, but if I do a mammogram. I do all those things. I'm fine. And all of my actual blood work that I just had done, I have nothing going on.
Tell them what happened. Tell them, tell everybody.
Tell everybody.
Like when I made you go to the eye doctor, what happened?
Well, I knew I needed glasses.
And
it wasn't a surprise.
She comes home, she got her glasses. She's like, oh my god, I can see. I'm like, how long have you not been able to see?
Oh no, the problem was
like,
how long I was getting
headaches.
Headaches I was getting. Oh my god! And then once I finally got glasses, I was like, "Oh, my headaches are."
I did the same thing. I didn't get glasses for years, and I was like,
"It was bad. It was bad."
Oh, so at night I should just get you your glasses?
What are you talking about?
You get a headache at night.
That's because I squint and watch TV. I don't like.
That's not what I was talking about. Yeah. Here, let me go get you your glasses. You'll be better in a minute. Yeah,
that's great.
I'll be ready. No, but I am terrible about doing that kind of stuff. I am.
Oh my!
Obviously, I just got. I had that issue that happened. That Kevin's probably going to tell the world.
Your shoulder.
Anyway, my shoulder. But that really caught me off guard only because I think I had just run myself down so much, that I got really, really, really sick, and then I ended up in the hospital, and was scary as fuck. So I will never allow myself not to keep going and getting checkups and stuff. But I was having an issue with my short-term disability and stuff, so the doctor's office wasn't getting back to me. I'm literally in the bathroom and the doctor's office calls me after I was trying to get a hold of them. Oh, your husband called and said that you couldn't get a hold of us and you left messages. What the fuck? Kevin texted our doctor and told him that his office wasn't getting back to me.
That's what you got to do.
Overstepping boundaries. I did not ask him to do that.
Nobody loves you. He loves you so much, though, that he intervened in order for you to get.
It's a control thing. It's a control thing.
No,
I can't go to the office anymore. Those women hate me. Those women think I am a piece of shit. I can never go there. Again, now I have to find a new doctor.
It's the women in the office that you don't talk to anymore.
Right? Yeah, they're not drawing your blood. They're not telling you your health.
Yeah. It's all.
It was his nursing assistant. What do you mean?
She's an assistant. Operative word.
Assistant. Yeah, that is his assistant.
Who takes my blood and shit, Kevin.
Well,
yes, Kevin just now made me the number one enemy because we know him personally, aside from the fact that he's our doctor, but I keep it separate. Kevin just skews those lines. Let me text him. I like to keep it separate because that's me, and I'm entitled to be me.
You are entitled to be you.
So he overstepped. He should have asked my permission to reach out to Doc.
But Doc Joe, he's always made everything like we'd be in the cigar lounge.
That's with you.
Like there were times I'd be like, I got like this little thing on my arm. He's like, let's go in the back real quick. So we just go to like the back chairs and he'd be looking like what and like, I
have a comfort level that works for me. Kevin clearly has no boundaries. He can show someone his ding-a-ling in the middle of a cigar lounge and would be okay with that. I'm not okay with everything like that. Like he is.
You see there, he said his arm, not his ding-a-ling.
Well, whatever.
I'm
improvising.
Okay, I was checking. I don't want to get the lines blurred here.
But I'm just saying, like, I just like to. Granted, my way might not be the best way or always efficient, but it's my way, and my anxiety matters, and my feelings matter. Like
I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Yeah. He overstepped. So now I have so much more anxiety now going to the freaking doctors because Kevin now has made it known that he texts the doctor, and they all know it now. Before
Jennifer gets mad at me. Jennifer gets mad at me because I won't go to. I have to go to the doctor and I avoid it. I'm kind of like Cy from Duck Dynasty when he had his heart attack. He had like 6 heart attacks when he was duck hunting.
Yeah.
And it was like after the 5th heart attack, he's like, "Oh, I'm starting to feel a little bad. I should probably leave." And he walked in there like, "You had like 5 heart attacks, and then you had the big one." He's like, "Yeah, I started after the fifth time. I started feeling worse." I'm the same way. It's like, yeah, what's wrong, Carrie? Well, my arm's numb. I'm slurring my speech. Might be having a stroke. I'm not really sure. I'm just waiting to see if it'll pass.
Yeah. It's me.
Yeah.
You walk in. You want us to help you? You have like you should be dead. Your oxygen level is below 80. Like, you need to go to the hospital.
I can't remember which one of my friends had a heart attack and put it off for this is years ago. And they went in. I guess they had like the blood test done and whatever. And then and they told them, I was like, you had the big one. Like 99% of the people don't survive what you had. And you walked in here, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know." Yeah,
that's
weird.
Creepy.
And then my one buddy that used to own PGT, like I said, he was feeling ill and thought he was having a heart attack. Called up, and then the 911 operator, whoever he's talking to, was like, "You just need to lay down. You need to lay down and relax. The ambulance is on his way." And he's like, "No, I don't feel like laying down. I feel like that's not good." And they're like, "No, you have to lay down." And he kept walking around talking, and he's like, "No, not going to lay down." And I just kept trying to convince him to lay down. The ambulance finally shows up. They bring in the stretcher, put him on the stretcher. He lays down, flatlines. The second he laid down.
Good. That something instinctively told him not to do.
They brought him back, and Wayne is still with us this day. Wayne's got to be like 90 now. But yeah, he kept saying, he goes, "It's not right." He goes, "If I lay down, I just don't. Yeah. I don't feel right." So
that's what everything. Your blood pressure drops. He probably would have freaking.
Yeah, when my dad his heart attack, he said he definitely he knew something was off.
Yeah. My
brother was the only one around, and my brother does not do well in emergency situations. So my dad might as well have just been by himself. So somehow my dad convinces my brother. He's like, "Just drive me to the hospital. Like, just drive me." So my brother just takes him through the little loop thing, pushes my dad out, and takes off. So my dad walks in. He goes, "I think I'm having a heart attack," and he did. He was having a heart attack. But thank God somebody was there with my dad. But my brother does not. He literally was like, "Boop, see ya."
Yeah, I need to go to the doctor.
Can't handle it.
We had the conversation today. I said I gotta go to the doctor and just get my physical, get checked out after my brother having a heart attack. And my grandfather died of a heart attack when he was late 60s.
Oh, so how old was your brother?
He was 56.
Okay, so almost
55, 57, something like that. Yeah, he was in his that was his year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's not good thing to fill around with, but and I it's like are you
the type of person who doesn't want to know though?
Huh?
Like you almost don't want to like.
Well, it's not that I don't want to know. It's like I know better. Like I know better. I preach to my sister. I preach to other people. And then when it comes to me, I'm like, I'm different. You don't
want to change. Is that it? You're afraid that they're like, "Hey, Kerr, you're a little unhealthy. You should probably change your diet." And
I don't even think I need to no, because I know I need to change that. Yeah. I think it's just maybe hearing someone else say it, but then also I always look at the time. I'm like, well, then I got to do this and I got to do that. What if I need meds? And I'm going to be that fucking guy who's got to sit and pick up his medication. And then I realize that it'll be helpful. And I know all that shit.
Yeah, but Kevin like enjoys that. You're the opposite.
I have that conflict in my head of knowing the right thing and what I should be doing and the benefits to it, and then go, but that's a pain in the ass. And I'm like, hey, dumbass, you realize that if your cholesterol is high, it puts you at risk. If you're on medication that lowers your cholesterol, it'll be healthy and beneficial for you. Yeah, but I don't really want to be taking all those pills. Yeah, but dumb. And then I know all this shit in my head. Spending them as much as I did in the medical industry, I know all the benefits to it.
I'll tell you right now, taking vitamins is a struggle for me.
I know.
I'm taking them every morning.
I have 3 bottles of fucking vitamins in there that I've bought and I was going to use and I never did.
Yeah, I do take my. I think I got scared enough now to at least stick with that. I don't want to be irresponsible and like go backwards and be like, you know, not really think about my health, because I really didn't think of it that way before. So this scared me enough to kind of be like, all right, I really need to take this a little serious.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid, like, when I do go back to work, because of the way my work schedule is and like what I do for work, that I'm just going to go right back to ignoring, you know, if there's an issue, because, you know,
no, I agree with you.
My work just won't allow me the time in that sense. I know.
And you know what? I told Jen, I told her today, I said, here's my fucking problem. And I actually had a conversation with myself about this, which is pathetic. And I'm like, even when it comes to, you know, just going for a walk or exercising, I'm like, listen, if I can't promise myself 30 minutes a day, 30 minutes, if I can't give myself 30 minutes a day, you know, it could be one less cigar that I smoke and I just go freaking for a walk. Right. That's stupid of me. If I can't give myself an hour a month to go to the doctors,
right?
You know,
right? I get what you're saying.
What am I going to do in that fucking hour?
Right.
So just sit there and play freaking sniper games on my phone while I smoke a cigar and take a few minutes. So I understand it in my head and everything. It's like it has nothing to do with me not wanting to hear anything. It just has everything to do with just being really stupid.
I'm right there with you, though, because I was very much like that. But now I know that I probably won't ever go back to being that complacent with myself again. But it's not easy. And also I have anxieties. Like, I don't like any of that stuff. I don't want people touching me for, you know, like, and poking and prodding at me. And it's just like
I need to get the old freaking colonoscopy. I'm 50. I should get a colonoscopy.
Is that the age? Is it 50?
Yep.
I have no idea what the age is for that.
And I'm like, I know I should get a colonoscopy done. I don't.
Kevin, you seem very excited. You're like, "Ooh, 50."
Kevin seemed well too. Mark it on your calendar, Kev.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do on your 50th birthday? I'm getting a colonoscopy, motherfucker. Yeah. You realize at 50, I get Carrie. Can I get it done? Can I get it done 49?
Yeah. Can we get those early? That's
earlier.
That's why did you text the doctor?
You know, I was just reading something the other day that President Trump had one during his presidency, and he refused to let him put them out. Because he didn't want to. Awake? He stayed awake because he didn't want to sign off and make Pence president
for temporary. Yeah. Like they,
I think he was afraid they were going to kill him, and
I've known people who've died fucking getting colonoscopy.
Oh, really?
What? Really?
Yeah.
How do you die during a colonoscopy?
Because
is it the anesthesia?
The anesthesia. And if it depends on your condition, whatever. You have to have someone monitoring you, and I've known. I can't get into the details, but I've known physicians that have done colonoscopies alone.
Yeah.
They put them under and they're doing a colonoscopy and then they go to freaking bring them back out of it and they're dead.
Oh.
Gone.
Another reason why I'm just like.
Yeah, I don't like
my chances.
I don't like anesthesia because I've never. I think out of all, I've probably been put under like 6 times in my life. Like only once, like it was good. Because I was.
Do you even remember when you were put under? Because wasn't that when you were a child? You said you don't even remember.
No. Like as an adult.
Why'd you have that many surgeries?
Like I had 2 sinus surgeries. I had an eye surgery. I had they removed
as an adult.
Yeah, like they had to remove 3 cysts from my back. Still don't understand why I had to be put out for that shit. As an adult.
Really?
So
my God, I think you're talking about
you always have that consult with the anesthesiologist beforehand, and I always say the same thing. I go, whatever you give like a 5-year-old little girl, that's what you give me. I go, I don't do well because I've never done drugs a day in my life. I have a very low tolerance. And they always okay, 6'2", 180-pound male. Let's juice him up like a goddamn elephant. And
does it do the opposite to you?
Yes, like the last one, my sinus surgery. Like I said, it was a quick 30-minute surgery. They wake you up after 30 minutes later. You're out of the hospital in 90 minutes. 5 hours later, they still can't wake me up.
Oh, you were still
really?
Wait, no. So it didn't amp you. Like I said, did it do the opposite?
Oh yeah, no. It knocks me out way longer.
Oh.
So I remember waking up finally for my sinus surgery, and then the nurse goes, all right, we got to get you up and go to the bathroom. And I go, no, I don't have to go to the bathroom. And then she's like, yeah, we put like 4 bags in you. You have to go to the bathroom. So as soon as I stood up, I'm like, oh my God. And I pissed like Austin Powers for like an hour.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, but every time I'm like, I'm out for 3, 4, 5,
Really?
6 hours. I could just racking up that goddamn bill at the hospital.
I don't know why it doesn't wake up well from anesthesia at all either.
I mean, I wake up well after a half a day.
He does. He actually, he always usually has complications. There's been a couple times where it's been very, very scary. And I hate when he has to go under. Like, I hate it. Like,
I've been under quite a few times, several times, and I'm fine. Actually, I got my wisdom teeth out.
Yeah, I did that too. Yeah, that was hours.
I was a freshman in high school. They brought me out of it, and on my way home, I made my dad stop at Turkey Hill because the problem with me is after I've been knocked out, I'm hungry. The anesthesia makes me hungry.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
So I stopped at Turkey Hill, which is like a QT or whatever.
Yeah. It's ice cream.
A turkey sub and a bag of Doritos. After having my wisdom teeth out, ate that on the way home.
I had a Wendy's. I had a burger and a Frosty.
How the hell did you eat?
On the way home?
It's also numb.
Yeah, just trying to get. I'm like,
but you have pockets. And
so hungry.
Yeah, I did. My dad was like, whatever. So I went home. I freaking got dressed. I went to a JV football game that we had that day. I watched. I didn't participate. I watched, and then the next day I went to practice, and I practiced and just ran, but I didn't have my ear pads in because my face was puffy. And then on Wednesday, I ran. Thursday, I actually put the ear pads in and hit, and I played a football game Friday. When I had my knee surgery done, it was the same day surgery. My dad went with me. I was in college. After my surgery, we went to freaking Denny's and met my buddies. Bless you. And bless you. And I just had knee surgery, and I'm sitting there like, I would like to have the fried chicken platter. I'd like to have the moons over my hammy. I would like to have a split pea soup. I'd like to have a large fries with gravy. Like, I ordered this massive amount of food and just chowed down on it. And then I went back home and took a nap, and I was fine. The hardest part was when I had my shoulder surgery. Yeah. That was a full-fledged open, cut it into my collarbone out. Woke up, was in the hospital room, and they were like, you you have any pain, press the button. And I was like, pressing the button. They're like, listen, if you keep pressing the button, if you're not much pain, it's fine, but we're going to put a catheter in. Because then I was like, okay, I'm fine with the pain. Take the button away from me. And I went home 2 days later, or a day later. I spent the night at the hospital. And when I got home, my buddy picked me up to go to a party. So I think I was a freshman or sophomore in college. And we were playing beer pong. And I had my arm, in a sling, and we were playing beer pong, and it felt like just like that, all the pain medication wore off. And I went, I fucking buckled. He goes, "You okay?" I'm like, "Hey, can you take me home?" And I just went home, and I spent like a week just sitting on the couch taking pain meds. That was the most pain I ever felt.
Yeah. See, I was afraid after my accident. So I was having all that shoulder pain months later, that they're going to do surgery. Because, like I said, man, everybody I know that's had shoulder surgery said, man, that is just the most brutal recovery.
Yeah. See, I don't remember ever having anything done. Like, I had plastic surgery on my eye when I was a kid. I don't remember that. So I've never been put under. I've never had to take any kind of medications or anything.
Not with anesthesia. I've been put under with tequila, with wine, all sorts of shit.
Oh yeah, I remember when I had my eye surgery, like that. They give you like the IV, and then they put like that needle in, and then to inject the stuff that makes you go sleepy time. Yeah. And then like she puts it in, and I see like the one drop. It hasn't even gone through yet. Out fucking like a light.
Just in your mind tells you to go to sleep.
Instantly.
I know one time Gabby, she had to have an MRI. They gave her, I called it, like they call it sleepy juice that they drink. The little kids, it's like red or whatever. Whatever they gave her did the opposite. She did not go to sleep. she got crazy, was like wide awake, was like, like she was like 5 or 6, and she was like clawing with her hands. I was like,
it gets you wacky. When I
she
came
was
out of
crazy.
When I came out of my anesthesia with my freaking with my wisdom teeth, I woke up and I sat up. My dad looked at me and I started smacking myself on the head. And he goes, "How you doing?" I go, "I'm doing good, Dad. I'm doing good."
Yeah.
And I start, you act a little. Every time I came out, you act a little nutty.
Yeah.
But
this is before she even went under. Like she
wow.
It did the opposite to her. It was supposed to knock her out, like calm her down. Wyatt had it in the past too, and he just goes slowly to sleep.
Yeah.
She was like freaking out, and they even said like, "Oh my God!" So they had to give her like another dose, which it was. I mean, they gave her a pretty big dose, and then that finally like mellowed her out, and then she went to sleep because they couldn't have her moving to do the test that they were trying to do. And I was like, what the fuck? She was like fucking scratching.
No, I never had Sleepy Juice do that.
She went ape shit.
Yeah, every
ape shit.
Every MRI I have, if it's on like my, I've had it on my head, my shoulder, my neck, and I always have them like, I'm like, you need to like prop my head up really good, because I'm about to pass out. Yeah, like you put me in a little tube, they put you the warm blankets on,
have to knock me
and it's just like, and it's not knocked out. They put me in and instantly out like a light. I just go to sleep.
I had a little bit of a claustrophobia problem when I was in high school and in early college. So when I had to go for my MRI, this was actually, God, you could just, this was what, the early 90s. So our locker room was in the basement of one of our of right underneath our basketball court, and in the hallway is our trainer smoking a cigarette with a cup of water, putting out, right. So this, just to give you an idea, right?
Yeah.
Not outside away 500 feet from campus, in the fucking hallway, smoking a cigarette, and he's the one who's taking me over to get my shoulder done, and I've the MRI, and I'm like, what's up, Jeff? He's like, what's up? I'm like, I'm a little nervous. He's like, what's wrong? I go, the MRI said I don't like closed-in spots. He's like, hold on. He had a degenerative disorder where something with his bones, but he had both of his ankles fused together. So he had a lot of issues. So he's in a lot of pain. He's like, hold on. Here, take this. And I didn't know what it was. And I was like, okay. I took it. And I was like, this isn't too bad. This isn't bad at all. This is he had to like walk in with me, and freaking, I was a big dude back then. He threw me on the table and he had to walk me out. Next thing I remember, I'm like back in the freaking training room on the table. I don't know what the hell he gave me. I didn't question it. Wasn't sanctioned by the freaking NCAA.
Yeah.
All I know is that the trainer outside smoking a cigarette just gave me a pill, and
it helped you conquer your fear.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, it's fine. I see him taking a handful of these at a time.
Swear.
Yeah.
It was those days were fucking
one
great.
One time
man.
I had like a bad toothache or whatever, and my brother or my mom or somebody gave me a Percocet. I threw up everywhere. Is whatever a Percocet is. I was like,
oxycodone.
I was like,
me it was Vicodin.
Maybe it was Vicodin.
I can't take Vicodin.
No, maybe it was Vicodin. Is that like more heroin based?
No.
What is heroin?
Percocet. Well, all the opioids are kind of have that opiate base. So whether it's hydrocodone, oxycodone.
Okay.
It's just that Percocets are oxycodone and Tylenol, if I remember, and hydrocodone and what was the other one?
Vicodin is
Vicodin, I believe, is hydrocodone, and realistically,
so they both are.
Well, we used to do the conversions, right? So you used to do the milligram conversion. So a conversion to 1 gram of oxycodone for morphine was like a 0.5 milligram to 1 gram, and actually hydrocodone to oxycodone was almost 1-to-1. It was like 0.9 to 1.
Okay,
so it was almost equal.
Yeah, whatever the one that they put in with Tylenol, that doesn't make me sick. It's the other one that is like
there's Percocet, Percodan. One is with acetaminophen.
Oh, maybe it was something like that, but it was whatever it was.
One is with
I was gonna die.
Advil or
I didn't like
aspirin.
to be honest, I've never liked how any kind of medication has ever made me feel like any kind of pain. Like, I don't do it because I don't even like taking Tylenol if I don't have to. I just don't like the way it makes me feel. Like cold medicine, forget it. No, like I just don't like the way it makes me feel. And
when my back goes out, I'll go get a shot of I can't remember the name of the drug because it doesn't affect me. I'll go get a shot before I'll take any muscle relaxer. So I take a muscle relaxer because I have to because my back's spasming that bad.
Yeah.
When I take a muscle relaxer, I'm like in and out of this state of being half groggy, half not, and I'm miserable. I am so freaking mean and miserable. And I hate the feeling because I feel like I'm too tired to stay awake, but I'm too tired to go to sleep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's like a horrible state just being in between. And even Jen knows it too, because I've taken around her and I'm just like, listen, I hate taking this. I'm going to be a miserable prick. But it's the only thing that really helps my back with these shots that I get. It's just it's the same class. It's in the same class. It just doesn't have all those unwanted side effects that, you know, some of the oral medications that you can take.
Yeah. The only thing I take,
evil.
I have a bottle of like giant Tylenol. They're like, I mean,
like what are they? Like 800 milligrams a piece,
you know, and usually a couple times a year, you know, when my back really goes out,
yeah,
I'll have to take those. But yeah, they're just giant Tylenol.
The ones that are in your cabinet.
Yeah, those are actually the smaller ones. I'm out of the.
I haven't seen you ever have any other ones, but those.
I used to have like the ones that were almost
been like that's like 5 years. That was like
I don't think, you know, I never took them very often. And once I got these, yeah, because like I said, you know, actually, I don't want to, probably shouldn't say that out loud, you know, on camera. Like my doctor will just like whatever I want. Like,
yeah,
hey,
but
Joe,
you don't.
Just, you know.
But you don't.
No, I don't take anything.
Ever take anything.
I don't like anything.
No. I remember one time when I got bit by like a spider or something, and it got infected, and my whole face swelled up, and I had to go to the hospital. They were like, "Are you in pain?" And it did hurt. Like I was in pain, and they were like, "Do you want something?" And I was like, "No." Like, I'll just take Tylenol, but like, you have to give me antibiotics. Well, then I had an allergic reaction to whatever antibiotic they pumped in me. So I had to stay and get a different kind. And that hurt, like, felt like fire. It was horrible. And so, but I think they thought maybe possibly like I was also looking for pills. Like, I was like, I got kids. I said, I have to have my wits about me. Like, I don't need them burning my house down and me be like, okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. My house is burning down.
When I got my motorcycle accident,
I need to have my wits about me.
Yeah, when I got my motorcycle accident in the ER, like I said, they're you know, I only had like a little cut on my shoulder, my knee, and then my right hand was pretty not mangled, but I had a couple deep cuts and gravel inside there. And they're like, this is gonna hurt. Do you want anything? I'm like, no, I really don't want any, because I don't like pain medicine. You know, they were cleaning it. Oh boy,
were you hurt. Wishing that you had some pain medicine?
After they were all done, I'm like, this is kind of hurting. And they said the only thing we have is morphine. Yeah, and I'm like, nope. Heard horror stories about that.
No, yeah, it's when it comes to opioids like that, it's like, you know, what it's the constant need or use of them, right? Yeah. Because with any drug, your body becomes dependent upon it. It's the reason why you titrate off of oral steroids, is because they don't want you stopping cold turkey, because your body it's the same thing with opioids, is your body is just becomes dependent upon it, so you have to weed it off. Right. It's the psychological dependency, which is where the horror stories are. It's the people that freaking, you know, get addicted to them because they like the way it makes them feel.
Well, right. I mean, and at the end of the day, like, it would probably be nice to like detach and just like not give a fuck, but you know, it's just not the way my life is.
Well, no, you can't afford it, right?
No, right.
I mean, there's some dudes. I had a buddy of mine that freaking and I worked for a guy who was a heroin addict. That when they took it, it was like a freaking shot of adrenaline.
Yep. Yeah. I know. I know a lot
instead of just like
that.
drifting away like you see in the movies or you hear they take a shot. It was like, boom, well, such and such is all gooned up. How can you tell?
Yeah.
Well, they got a gallon of water and they're freaking talking a mile a minute and they're like adding more work to our fucking what we're supposed to be doing. And it was just go, go, go. I had a buddy, same thing. It's like you pop a Percocet, to keep going. You get the opposite effect.
Well, that's just it. There's some people with their chemical imbalance, it does the opposite. Same thing with like sometimes with like cold medications and stuff. For some people, it will knock them out, and other people it amps them up. It gives them like, and for me, that's kind of what cold medicine does to me. Like it makes me like feel all jittery and like I could go like a million miles a minute. And like
I think it's that harmony, or I say harmony, but I think it's your physical and the dependency and the psychological dependency, and how it impacts you, because there is that physical dependency, your body craving it. I mean, shit, a hangover is the same concept. Yeah. Your body's just detoxing. That's what a hangover is, right? Right. And then freaking you if you psychologically feel like you need that drink, then that's your psychological dependency. Yeah. It's the same thing with drugs,
Like I know my brother, he this isn't like a secret or anything, so I don't mind sharing it, but my brother was had a huge addiction to pills. I mean, he went to rehab and everything, and Xanax was like his, main thing. And I remember one time he like took, I don't know, like 10 or 12 Xanny bars or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
And I mean, he lost his mind. Like it was crazy how much like he was popping these pills all the time. And like, it didn't matter. He didn't care what kind of pills they were, as long as they fucked him up, You'd
be surprised on how many functioning people there are today that are just, they take their nerve pills, they take this, they take that, and basically it's an addiction to these like those are benzodiazepines. They're short acting, and they're still addictive. They can still become addictive, whether it's Ativan or
like Adderall, like people who take like then ADHD, people abuse
ADHD. Well, there's folks who will abuse ADHD medications, and I knew folks that would I say folks, there was a drug that was on the market many years ago. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but it was a non-scheduled medication for ADHD.
Okay.
And what I mean by non-scheduled is Adderall, Ritalin, all those medications, you need a prescription, and it's actually it's a scheduled drug. So you can't give out samples. Where this drug is Provigil was the name of it.
Yeah, I never heard of that.
And it was a prescription medication, but there were samples in the closet because it wasn't a scheduled drug. And I think there was an article I read where they were like giving jet fighter pilots and everybody else this medication because it actually increased your acuity and everything. And it was known as the best hangover drug. And
so if you had a hangover, you just pop one of those.
Trust me, after a night of drinking at a company event or something like that, you pop one of them the next day. It's like freaking. You're not tired. You're not nothing. I mean,
right? But you didn't have ADD or like any kind of hyperactive like behavior, so it does something different to you than it would somebody who has.
It's a stimulant, right? Okay, so it still hits those receptor sites in your brain that are going to stimulate you.
Okay.
The thing that this drug didn't do is it didn't hit the jitteriness and the sweatiness that like caffeine and stuff, because caffeine is a stimulant.
Yeah, a lot of times caffeine's in stuff.
With ADHD, what it does with ADHD is it helps them focus. So it kind of balances out the chemicals in your brain. It helps them focus and stay on track and stay focused.
Yeah.
Versus amping them up.
See,
right.
And I think that's kind of the problem too, especially like with young children who've been, given all these different medications. Like my brother, they started him off on lithium when he was like 5.
Yeah, that's
like insane. I mean, you think about that, and I think
freaking brutal.
I think that's kind of what kind of progressively started his addiction of medication.
Well, lithium started off with a mood disorder drug. I mean, that's huge. That's big.
They said that he had hyperactive behavior and told my mom that's what they prescribed him at 5 years old. And this is in the 80s.
Yeah,
you know, lithium is what they were giving him.
But you see,
it made him like a zombie. He was like,
well, yeah, that's what it does. It's like I said, they give it to people who have personality disorders. They can give it to people who are, you know, whatever. I mean, it's usually it is lithium is supposed to really kind of bring down.
At 5 years old, though.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying
that's what I mean.
Why the fuck they would do that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then they put him on, you know, like Ritalin, all that stuff. Like over
he didn't have a disorder. He was just an asshole.
My brother at 5 years old.
No, like all 5-year-olds.
Oh,
all
no.
of them. I mean, assholes. Yeah, all of them.
Hyper.
Yeah.
Well, there's a few things.
Hyper.
A lot of boys are overdiagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, definitely, I agree.
And a lot of girls are underdiagnosed as ADHD.
Yep.
You know, they'll say, "Oh, well, she's kind of a dreamer. She's aloof." No, she may have ADHD. Boys, oh my gosh, he's so hyper. No, he's a boy. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
The way it is. And then when you do have kids that are truly ADHD, the biggest problem is they'll prescribe a medication and they'll think that fixes everything.
Right.
And it doesn't. The problem with ADHD kids, and most of this is I sold in this market. I talked to lots of psychiatrists in this market. And I've read lots of books and studies, is most of the time they have a parent that has ADHD. Right. It's most of the time. Right? It's the same thing with anything with depression or something. Most of the time they have a parent with ADHD. And the two things you want to provide a child with ADHD is, one, more important than anything, is structure and routine.
Right.
And then the medication. Because the medication will help them concentrate, but the structure and routine will keep them on track. If you just give a kid medication, they'll be able to focus, but they still will not have that structure and routine. So they'll still be focused, but still be a clusterfuck while they're being focused.
Right.
Then you have a parent that's just as much as a clusterfuck who can't teach that freaking routine and can't keep, do that structure and teach them that focus and structure, a routine and structure, because they don't have it themselves. So how are you going to have somebody who doesn't have structure and routine themselves teach a child structure and routine? They just think you give pills. Oh, well, their grades were good, but they're getting worse. Well, let's dose it up. Well, let's try an additive drug. Well, we'll switch drugs. Well, and then they start prescribing medications based on side effects. At that point in time, the whole shit is out the window because you've forgotten the most important part is structure and routine. Right. That's more important than medication.
What was the one medication that was like a patch that you would wear, like a Band-Aid that was for
Nicoderm?
No, it's not. It's Kerr just said that was like the field he was in for kids with that kind of like.
There was an ADHD patch. I can't remember the name.
I can't remember the name of it either.
There's been so many different medications, and all they're doing, and most of the time, is they are trying to take medication and put it in different delivery systems so it lasts longer.
Right.
Because a lot of kids will do well in the morning, then completely fall off in the afternoon. And by the time they get home to do their homework, they're nightmares, right? And if you give them medication twice a day, it can help them out, but they may be too amped up to go to sleep. And then what do you got to do? You got to give them a pill to make them fall asleep. So that's where you got to give them a medication, but then give them structure and routine because they get used to that structure and routine while the medication's helping. But a lot of it is just delivery systems in a lot of these medications. And I mean, shit, I started selling a drug. It was the same compound as Ritalin. How long has Ritalin been around?
Yeah.
Forever today. It was just, but it's a good drug, but this was a delivery system that was delayed, which it gave you an immediate release and then an extended release.
Right.
So the biphasic release. So,
now, is it true though that like after 90 days, the medication you're on, pretty much your body's like almost built up some kind of tolerance or immunity to it, and it's almost like you have to have it switched a little bit or tweaked a little bit?
Not necessarily. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes within those 90 days, you'll be able to tell whether or not the dose is working, or if it's not working. Either you have too much or not enough.
Right.
Your body, just like, whether you take opioids, your body, you reach that steady state and it becomes accustomed, right? But the effects of the drug itself are still going to have results, and that's why they do clinical trials over a long period of time. And then some kids, if you give them medication, they may respond really well the first 30 days, but then after the next 30 days, if they see that they're not doing, that they've plateaued, but they're still doing poorly, maybe they need to increase it, because they're not only basing it off of the results of their testing and stuff, but they're also observing their interactions. So if there is still some of those tendencies, then they got to increase the medication.
Right.
You have a kid that's doing well, but at the end of the day, they're still like freaking bouncing off the walls. Well, maybe you need to back off that dose a little bit, because maybe you're giving them too much. Maybe they have enough that's doing well that they don't need to have 15 milligrams last of the day. Maybe they need 10 milligrams last of the day. You know, so it's
or if really, something is stimulus, making them still have be stimulated, like bath time sometimes could do that, or they outside playing right before it's time for bed. Like, how much transition time did you give this kid? Like you were talking about structure.
You gotta have transition time too. That's the other thing too. Is literally we actually used to have it in our house, even with Joe, and it's like, okay, it's nice to get into discussions with certain folks about this. No one here in the house, but it's like at 9 o'clock, excuse me, if 10 o'clock's bedtime, at 9 o'clock, all electronics are off, and you're coming downstairs and we're going to relax and watch some TV. Family time.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Well, every freaking doctor and everything that you want to read will tell you that these freaking phones and freaking everything else, the computers and the iPads, it's stimulating. And it freaking causes, a response. You have to give the brain some time off, and you have to have a relaxation time before bedtime. Even watching TV, it's not the same impact as playing a video game,
right?
Or playing a video or playing something on your phone or dicking around on your phone. You're so hyper focused on that, where this is more general. So you have to have that downtime before you go to bed. So that was our routine. Routine was 9 o'clock, electronics off, come downstairs, chill out, relax. If you don't want to come down and watch TV, fine. Sit in your room, draw, no electronics for an hour before bedtime. And some folks would think that you're the freaking Antichrist for recommending such a horrific punishment. And I'm like, well, that's because you don't understand the importance of it. You don't understand routine and structure. You don't understand the impact that it will have on that person before they go to bed. You have to have that time.
Yeah, that's what we do. Gabby is 1 hour.
Wait a second. Kevin is very somewhat on that road, which you are, because you're very structured stuff, but you are like, it's time. And it literally has to be instant. He comes in, it's time, put it away, it's bedtime right now. Like, you don't give her an hour after electronics. Literally, you say she has to go to bed at 8:30 at 16 years old. 8:30, 16 years old, bedtime.
No electronics. 8:30 is the cutoff.
Then when I say, hey, can she watch TV? You're like, it's bedtime.
No,
it's bedtime.
You say that at 10:30.
No, Kevin, you know exactly that I'm correct in this. At least admit that part.
No.
That's fine. I know the truth.
I don't live in your house, so I can't speak.
Right. But Kevin and I have a difference in opinion on certain things. Kevin is, because you know Kevin's personality, it's very like this.
Structured. That
structure is great. But you also realize they're not robotic. They can't just instantly stop because you said it's 8.
Oh no. That's
what he does.
No, I'm saying here at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
They should know it's electronics off.
Right. Right.
And I would go upstairs and I'd open a door and say, electronics off. But I'm just finishing up electronics off. 9 o'clock. It's off. Turn it off.
Why are you looking at me for that way?
Time to go downstairs.
You say 8:30 and you say that's bedtime. Don't tell me you let them stay up past 8:30. You're full of shit.
No, they say past 8:30 every day. I want to have an electronic Faraday cage in the house where like I can flip a switch all electronics are instantly shut off.
I wish I could do that to you.
Whether you're on or off.
I'm like, I wish I could do that to you, Kevin. That sounds like a great idea. We should all be participating in that.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'll tell you, yeah. I mean, it was to the point. I mean, it got to the point where my daughter would push the envelope, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what kids do.
Yeah,
Everybody's different. And here's what's funny is I understand that all kids are different, so you have to treat the same rule applies for all children. You just have to sometimes deal with each one differently, but it doesn't mean that the rules are fucking different for you. That is in my house growing up.
I don't agree.
It growing up in my house, it was different because my sister had different rules and my dad had different expectations of us. Blah blah. And I was like, no, you have the same expectations and the same rules for all of us. You may have to have a conversation with me differently from my sister and so on and so forth. So 9 o'clock, Joe learned real quick after a couple of freaking, what the fuck you doing? 9:05, Joe's freaking sitting on the couch, bundled up, watching TV. I go upstairs. I got to get Emma. Type of boom. Well, no. You go back and forth, off, downstairs. And it was each kid's going to be different. One of them's going to catch on and be like, okay, I realize that if I'm not off at 9:01, I'm going to get reamed. And the other one's like, I'm going to freaking push it to 9:05 and I'll have that extra 5 minutes and the reaming is worth it. That's what kids fucking do. Yeah, but the rules were the same for all of them.
I don't know. Wyatt puts himself to bed. He tries to put us to bed. He turns the lights off. He has his inner clock is Kevin's spirit animal. It's like he coincides pretty well with everything. Gabby likes to push the envelope. I get it, but she's also 16, and 8:30 is ridiculous. She gets up. She doesn't fight me in the mornings. She gets up. She does all the things that she's supposed to do. You are like you expect her to go to bed at 8:30.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
No, I
you
don't.
are lying. At least admit that you expect
electronics
them to.
Are off at 8:30.
Okay, so when is her bedtime to you, Kevin? Explain to me what time.
No later than 9:30.
Okay, I will forever tell her that now.
Yeah.
It's on record. It's live.
It's on record now. And now it won't be a fight because I legitly fight Kevin pretty much every night. We fight every night over this. Like he has to be like such a dictator. So it's like, no offense, they're also my children as well. And I don't give a shit. I get a say in how I want things to be run too. And there is almost no discussion with you. It's like you are literally the devil to them, and that's not a healthy relationship.
Because you're
no, it's not healthy because
like
you
a flower
walk in,
child. Yes, everything. No, you do what you want.
But it doesn't matter. I've raised them way longer than we've been together. So you don't get to really do that. But second of all, you open the door and all you say is one thing, and then you slam it. That's your interaction.
Electronics off. Close the door.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the only interaction. Yeah. You literally he'll be in his office the whole time, doesn't say boo to anybody, comes out, opens the door. It's time for bed. You don't say electronics off. You say time for bed at 8:30.
But the kids would come home. They knew that what they do it once they got home, they had to do homework. That was a routine.
Yeah.
Still fresh in your head. Well, can I take a break? No, because then you procrastinate.
Yeah.
That is the
I'm not a child. I don't do homework.
No, say you're miss procrastinator.
No, but I'm saying like with the kids, especially with ADHD, that's your lead foreman is Mr. Procrastinator. Like they're the ones who are dictating everything.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones that are going, listen, we can do this later on, It's just, and then you're like, no,
they good argument.
Fire your, But then you got to be the freaking bad freaking boss and go, no, your freaking lead manager's an idiot. You're not procrastinating. You're going to do your homework now. Then afterwards, you eat, and it's like, okay, go do whatever you want. And they're like, fine, I don't want to be around anybody. I want to go up in my room and do my own shit. I'm like, okay, electronics off at 9. If at 9 o'clock, 9:05 or 9:01 or whatever, if they're not downstairs, then I got to go upstairs, open a door and go, electronics off, you know the time. Turn them off, get downstairs. Boom. If they're not down in a couple of minutes, then I got to be a hard ass. And then I hold on. Then I get freaking classified as the mean blah blah blah, which I've been hearing a lot of, and I'm like, well, hold on for a second here. You know, it doesn't have to be the mean person. I'm not the one who's making me mean. I'm not mean. There are rules. There's a hierarchy in this house, and just we're human beings. We're equal, but our responsibilities are not equal.
Right.
So that's why.
I'm listening to this.
Okay, I just want to make sure your headphones are
hold on.
The difference is you don't have to be a dick.
I'm not. But hold on. But if it's, and this is just what I did. If we're a year into it, I'll tell you what. I'm fucking year. If we're 2 or 3 months into this routine, and if it's still not being followed, then I am going to be a bit of a hard ass. And here's the reason why. You know it. And I tell them, listen, here's the deal. If y'all know when fucking the new fucking Mario drops and you're fucking waiting with bated breath by your freaking computer to freaking press buy, then you know 9 o'clock is freaking electronics off. If you know where every single hidden mushroom in that freaking world is,
that's actually pretty funny.
Right? Then you should know 9 o'clock is electronics are off. Don't sit there and tell me that you haven't quite caught on yet.
I agree. I agree with all of that. If you can
build a fucking dragon in Minecraft because you watch somebody,
but our kids don't do that. That's what frustrates me.
My point is,
they don't do any of that.
But my point is after a while, this is the routine. You know the routine. You know the time.
Right.
I should have to remind you. If I have to remind you, I'm going to be a jerk. If I have to remind you twice, then I'm going to be the bad guy.
But this is the difference. It's not that if you weren't like, it is bedtime, you don't say electronics away. You say bedtime at 8:30. So that's the difference. That's where that tone comes from her. She is 16 and you treat her literally like a 5-year-old child. So then she rebels. That's what you're getting now because she never used to do that before. She was always really good with the routine. She has never not ever come home and not done her. She does everything she's supposed to do. It's that 8:30 shit that you pull on her. She deserves to be treated like a 16-year-old.
Well, I would have added.
You have to give her that.
I would have done with my story. I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry,
because she seemed like she really had a freaking point.
But
I've been learning with Jersey girls. It's like you can see that fucking mouth winding up, and you know something's got to come out.
I have to go
because if it doesn't.
I'll be back. You finish your story to Kevin. Clearly, I'm the one who needs to hear it. But
you do.
It's really past 8:30. Tell her it's time electronics off.
No, I'm going to tell her it's bedtime because that's what you always say.
It's not what I say.
That's exactly what you said.
But the other thing is with Joe is you also, now that he's 16 and probably somewhere around 15 and my daughter too, you start earning a little bit of flexibility, right?
Yeah.
If you can show that freaking you get to bed at a reasonable time, you can freaking play electronics maybe a little bit longer past 9. You can freaking wake up in the morning. You're not dead to the world. I don't have to freaking sit there and wake you up. I'm not freaking following you around telling you need to get dressed. I'm not waiting in my car freaking warmed up waiting for you to hop in, or you're running late and forgetting your freaking name badge and shit to the freaking bus stop. You start showing that you're responsible enough to stay up later or responsible enough to play games later. Then that's something you've earned. That's not something that you just don't get to turn a chronological age and then you automatically get.
Yeah, I agree. And then when Jessica, like, she's 16, we should treat her like a 16-year-old. Yes, let's treat her like a 16-year-old.
Well, you know what my dad used to tell me all the time?
Go ahead and say what you're going to say, Kevin.
I was just saying.
I'm ready.
Yeah, you said.
I was just, you just missed my point of what I was saying with Joseph is I said, as he started to get older, and my daughter too, it was, okay, you've been in a routine. You have to earn, and you have to show that you have responsibility in order to negotiate these time frames, if you will, right? And that's where it turns into, look, if you come down, if I got to wake you up in the morning and I got to keep calling your name to wake you up, and then you're dragging, and then you're late. You're not. I'm waiting in a car. You're fucking out there, or you're late for the freaking school bus, and you're forgetting your ID. You're forgetting this. You're forgetting that. Then it's telling me you're not getting to bed early enough. You're not stopping your electronics early enough. You're not getting a good night's sleep, and you're not now. If you start be able to do these things, and you can play video games past 9 and go to bed at a reasonable time, great. You have to earn that right. You don't just get to be.
Yeah, 16. I don't disagree with that.
You just don't get to turn a chronological age and say, well, you're this age, so now here's a new set of rules. You have to graduate.
That's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying I prefaced this twice. Even when you were here, Jess, this is me, not a dig on you. This was how we dealt. And now Joe, who's 16, he's earned his way to do X, Y, Z because of what he did and how he handles things. It has nothing to do with age, whatever else. It had everything to do with how he handles things. And it's not saying what you're doing is wrong or your thoughts are wrong. I'm saying how we handle it here.
Right. But I feel like there isn't a discussion. It's like Kevin has this idea of how he needs the night to end. Like he's done, so therefore everybody
end in terror.
But no, but like
just like you should wake up in terror and you just go to sleep.
With that? You kind of are like, the night is done for me, so then therefore the night is done for everyone. That's not really realistic for everyone as individuals, in a sense. I'm not saying she should stay awake till midnight. I've never said that. But 9:30, especially on the weekends, like 10 o'clock, like I don't see an issue with that. I used to stay up when I was a teenager, not sneaking out of my house, Kevin. Like I know you're gonna make a snide ass shitty comment like that. Like legitly just staying up reading or drawing or doing stuff like that till 10 o'clock at night. Like
when kids stay up late like that, I tell them, listen, here's the deal, especially on weekends.
Right.
You can stay up as late as you want. However, on the weekends, don't be loud. If you're fucking loud, then you're going to lose that privilege for a very long time. And there's been times when I've gone in and Joe's on the freaking on his thing at midnight playing Xbox with his buddies, screaming. And I walk in, I go, are you fucking stupid? He's like, I'm sorry. I go, no, this is the second time I came in here. Game off. This is bullshit. We're trying to sleep.
Right.
And you're in here. I asked you to do one fucking thing. Don't yell. And here you are yelling like a fucking mental patient. Not once, but twice I had to come in and tell you. Do you lack the ability to even hear yourself?
Oh, no. There would be no second time. I just go down to the breaker box, shut the electricity off to his room.
But I have to say,
I enjoy yelling more than doing it.
Okay.
Like I've just been, I don't know. I feel like I pick and choose certain things that are kind of important to me versus what's important to you. But I feel like not giving enough a little bit. Like I agree with you about the whole like earning, like you just don't get whatever you want.
Yeah, you can't
but there's things that I don't feel like it's warrant to not allow her to have that extra time to unwind, you know what I mean, before she goes to bed. And it's literally she goes to sleep. It's not like she's like up till midnight partying. Have you ever had a bad experience? And don't you dare say it's because of my structure and my rules. 8:30, 8:30, Kevin. Every time. 8:30.
You know what I did? I'll tell you, we
I want to hear your answer to me, and don't try to manipulate and say you don't say it's bedtime at 8:30.
I don't. I never have ever in my life.
Let's go get Gabby right now and ask her what you say to her.
Go get her.
Okay, I'm going to ask her. She probably won't come on screen, but I'm 100%.
Yeah.
No, it's not live.
Yeah.
It was. We did this with my daughter when she went through this phase where she wanted to be independent, right? She didn't want the structure. I go, okay, so you don't want to do your homework when we tell you. Nope, I want to do it when I want. You don't want to get up. Nope. I want to get up on my own. Okay. You don't want to go to sleep. Nope. Okay. It lasted 2 days.
Dead is what she just said.
No.
So now we're both lying.
You are.
We're both liars.
I didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
Well, she wouldn't come to the door. You can go ask her yourself right now.
Jess, what I was telling Kevin is that a few years ago, my daughter went through this phase where she did the whole independent and pushing back and said, I don't think I don't think I should follow. He's like, okay, so what do you want to do? So you want to wake up on your own? Yep. Okay. You want to go to bed whenever you want? Yep. You'll do your homework whenever you want. Okay. Yep. Okay, great. All right. Okay. Last 2 days.
But I will have
because I get you see that's the thing with kids, right? And it's just not picking on my daughter. It's kids.
Kids. I get that.
Say, I want this because they want to push back, but they need to be guided.
I don't disagree with that. But Gabby, even before Kevin, always came home, finished her homework. I didn't have to tell her. She was a rule follower. I feel like being so overly on top of that, it ruins children. You think it's building some kind of, I don't know, like it's almost like you're beating up on her when she's already doing the right thing. So then when she does push back, it's like, how dare she? Well, what did you expect? You're holding her like this. You're not letting her breathe at all. I just want to fight you sometimes. Like, wow, I just want
to fight you.
I just want to fight.
She's like,
wow.
I just want to fight.
What's funny is what my daughter, where the karate chops ended was I didn't wake her up. She didn't wake up. And then finally I walked upstairs and I said, hey, you didn't realize your alarm wasn't set. You forgot to set your alarm and you have to be in school in 10 minutes. I'm leaving in 10 minutes with or without you. And I literally got in a car. Joe hopped in a car and I started backing out and he goes, Emma's not here. I go, yeah, I know. He goes, you're going to go to school without her? I said, I told her she got 10 minutes. I was backing out with the garage door going down.
She's
She came running out.
Pigtail sideways. Like, ah!
And again, here's what is really missed, I think, just in my opinion.
Okay.
Well, I figure I got to say that a couple times because a couple times you came jumping at me. And I'm like, it's not about you. I think that, it's not picking on the kids. It's not trying to make them feel bad. It's not trying to beat them down. It's trying to give them these rules, responsibilities, and structure because they're going to need it. And they are going to get to the point where they're going to have to implement them themselves. And without it, they're not going to have a guideline. Now, when they get older, they can go, dad was a dick by doing this. I'm not going to do it this way. I'm not going to do it that way. And I hope that they change it and alter things. But it's not malicious. It's not mean. It's not done to beat down. It's done to teach. It's done to have some sort of organization, structure, and routine. And if you don't have that, you have, in the lack of that, you have chaos. And sometimes people think chaos is order, and it really isn't. And you can tell that by the byproduct, grades. Okay.
I just want to put this out there though too.
That's me.
When you met me, obviously Graham has already graduated from high school. Did you think Graham was just mayhem and chaos?
No, Graham.
I'm just asking.
Graham is different.
Why is Graham different?
Graham is different.
I raised him without you, Kevin. All by myself. No, let me put this out there.
I mean, you asked me a question, but you don't want me to answer.
I asked you yes or no. Was it chaos and mayhem with Graham when you met him?
Yeah.
As an 18-year-old person.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what were you going to say?
Graham is like Amber. No matter what happened in life, they were going to be good. They didn't need structure. They didn't need to be micromanaged. They were adults at 5.
Does anybody hear this?
And they didn't need that. So Graham and Amber were they were
How
like.
do you know that? You didn't know Graham as 5 years old. You don't know what I had to deal with Graham at 5 years old. You have no idea what type of child he was, or the time I had to actually the school called the police because Graham wasn't getting up to go to school. So there was moments I had with Graham.
Moments.
Right. But as a parent, you think like me, I'm like procrastinator. I'm aloof or willy-nilly. But I was a single mom, raised that kid, and he is an amazing person. So I take credit for some of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think my parenting style is that terrible. You, on the other hand, make it seem like I'm atrocious. My parenting style sucks. All that matters is how Kevin decides to parent. That's not very fair. That's what my point was I think I am owed some credit because I have raised a grown person now.
Yeah.
Just like you have. This isn't like my first rodeo with 2 children, just saying. So when I say certain things, especially coming from the perspective of a girl, even Amber has agreed with me that you're a little too strict with certain things.
Yeah.
That was all my point was. That's why I get upset, because you have, I think, a need to stick to a routine for you. Doesn't matter if it works for anybody else.
Everybody needs a routine.
I'm not your child. If I want to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, that's my motherfucking right. But you come in and you start setting sleep timers, TV timers, lights come off. I could be actually folding laundry, and it's 9:30. The lights off. Like,
Jen does that.
I live here. I fucking live here.
Jen doesn't set TV timers, but I can tell you this: if I'm in the bedroom, if I'm in the bedroom at 10 o'clock and I have the lights on, the lights are going out. She's going to sleep. And then she goes to me and she looks at me and says, "You got your fucking headset. Turn your headset on. You can watch TV all you want. Use your headset."
Don't say that to me. You set that timer so the TV goes off. And sometimes I have to get up and go in the living room because I'm like, I can't go. I'm done.
Because we are different. I'll stay up till I'll probably stay up till because I got a freaking shit day tomorrow. I'll stay up till 1 o'clock tonight watching TV. But I have my headset on, and I know freaking if I'm even delayed, it's it's what, after 9 right now. If she decides to go to bed at 9:30, bed at 9:30. I just gotta go in there. I tiptoe around, freaking grab my headset, crawl into bed.
But it bothers him. It bothers him that I don't lay down and go to sleep. It bothers you. Don't you dare say it doesn't bother you, Kevin. At least admit that fucked up shit. At least admit that fucked up shit.
She says she wants to stay up. But it's like 9:45. It's like, let's watch a movie. What, the first 8 seconds of the movie?
We are not watching a movie because Kevin, we all know Kevin doesn't watch movies. And second of all, Kevin and I will never agree on a movie to watch. So and how often do I get any time with Kevin? Oh, like 0, because you come out of here right at the time you need to go to bed.
Yeah, I'll put something on the TV. She's like,
yeah,
no, she goes, she's like, I don't want to fall asleep to that. Let's watch this. So we'll put that on, and literally like 8 seconds later,
going.
And then
we get into arguments because I'd watch TV and it'll be too loud, and Jen will wake up and go, "Can you turn it down?" I'm like, "It's on fucking 2 right now." Honestly, right? If I go to the lower,
turn anything down.
So now I got the headset, so I'll sit there, I'll watch freaking my movies and TV shows.
Everything is on the same amount of volume. Never changes. The same.
It does change. It goes from 13 to 15.
Well, okay.
Get a headset. Get
I do. It doesn't matter. I literally I just know how it feels because he tries to do it to me, and I am not a kid. And you just have to admit that for your functioning brain, that's what you need. The rest of us are okay with not having that. Literally the same. It's like fucking Groundhog Day every day.
That's
routine.
I love that movie, not because it was funny, because of the structure and the routine. That was awesome. Every day is the same. That's awesome. So,
Wyatt's the one who, if anything, is the one that would really give you a hard time. She doesn't give anybody a hard time. I just feel like 8:30 is too early to go to bed.
Yeah, we don't. That's because we don't make her go to bed at 8:30. So, all right.
I think you guys have been making that point for like 20 minutes now.
To be honest with you,
Kevin, just admit Kevin. You say 8:30. It's bedtime.
Gabby said I was right, and she said it out loud. So whatever. But when Jen said she wasn't coming on, I said I really feel like I shouldn't come on either. And Kevin's like, it's fine. And I just knew the whole time I was going to be an angry bitch.
I think the show's been very cathartic.
No, it hasn't. I feel like people always think that I'm this angry person.
There's fucking 3 of us.
But I'm the one yelling all the time.
So why don't you just say you and Kevin? Instead of saying people.
I just want Kevin to admit that this is the truth, and he won't, because he doesn't want people to know how really neurotic, his
20 minutes.
Well, from Kevin and Wine Eyes, we're going to call it a
20 minutes of Kevin. Just admit 8:30. You say bedtime. No, I don't say that. Admit it. No, I won't.
That's fine.
No.
I don't even care anymore. I don't even care.
All right.
Oh my
On
God!
that note, I'm Bully Kevin.
Bully Jess.
I'm Bully Kerr.
That's gonna be Jess's new thing.
I know. I just want to fight you.
What did you mess with that?
That should go and show everyone how freaking much Kevin has irritated me.
Fucking karate chopping shit left and
it's
right.
like G.I. Joe with Kung Fu grip. It's.
Oh my God! It was. Anyways, go ahead.
All right. Well, one more time. I'm Bully Kevin.
I'm Bully Jess.
I'm Bully Kerr, and remember,
bullies make good friends.
From Kev, Jess, Kerr, and Jen, we are the Broadleaf Bullies. Thank you for joining us, and remember, bullies make good friends.